We begin today with chilling new information about a father accused of killing his kids in Mexico.
That Santa Barbara man faced a judge for the first time today, and our Kasia Gogorczyk has been pouring through the disturbing complaint. She starts us off with what came out of it.
Hey, Andrew and Kathleen, and some of these details are very graphic, some too graphic to share here on air, but we do have some more information about what we've learned. Officials say the 40-year-old father, Matthew Coleman, confessed to killing his children, and the motive? He says QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories.
A father with a bachelor's degree from Point Loma Nazarene University and a master's degree from UCSB is now in an Orange County jail charged with brutally murdering his 10-month-old girl and 2-year-old son. In a newly released criminal complaint, the FBI says 40-year-old Santa Barbara resident Matthew Coleman confessed to killing his kids with a spearfishing gun near Rosarito, Mexico. According to officials, Coleman took his kids to Rosarito on Saturday. That's when his wife and the mother of his children called authorities to report a possible parental kidnapping. After he took off with the kids, not saying where they were going. However, she didn't think they would be in any danger, and they had no prior arguments or issue before her husband left the house. The next day, she contacted police again after her husband and kids didn't come home. With the Find My Phone app, they located Coleman's phone in Rosarito. When they noticed his phone was located at the San Ysidro border on Monday, the FBI in San Diego was notified to interview Coleman. During an inspection of his Mercedes van, they noticed there were no kids in the car and blood on his vehicle registration. FBI authorities then contacted Mexican authorities, informing them these 2 kids were missing. That's when a Rosarito officer told the FBI they located 2 dead children matching the description. During an interview with the FBI, they say he confessed to killing his 2 kids because he, quote, thought his kids were going to grow into monsters. He explained QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories and had visions that his wife possessed serpent DNA and passed it on to their kids, and he was saving the world from monsters.
Those are just some of the quotes that Coleman said to the FBI when he was being questioned. Now, authorities say they asked Coleman if he knew what he did was wrong. He said he knew it was wrong, but it was the only way to, quote, save the world. Now, that criminal complaint was filed charging Coleman with foreign murder of U.S. nationals. To read the full complaint for yourself, we do have a link on our website, fox5sandiego.com. Just click on the Scene On tab.
And Kasia, have we heard anything from the mother in this case?
I think that's the big question here. Everyone's probably wondering how she's dealing with this news. Have not heard anything at this point. We do know she was the one who filed that missing persons report with the Santa Barbara Police Department on Saturday when her husband and the 2 children went missing.
Put him on the radar.
Yes.
Again, we don't know anything about what led to the QAnon element of his life, but we do know that she seemingly was unsuspecting in what was going on. They were planning a trip.
Yeah, the documents certainly point to that. She told Santa Barbara police that the 4 of them were planning a camping trip that weekend, but that he had left with just the 2 children. She made it clear in those documents. Officials say she said she didn't believe the kids were in any danger and that they had no arguments, nothing that would lead to any suspicion from her.
They were with their father.
All right.
All right.
The next time in court, an arraignment on the 31st, right?
August 31st.
Okay. Kasia Gogorczyk starting us off. Kasia, thank you.